live. There was some Jim Carrey nonsense going on yesterday, and since I feel like I am one of the experts on Jim Carrey, uh, I just wanted to come on here, talk about what my personal belief is of what's going on, and then just hang out for a little bit, answer some questions, and see where the conversation goes. I am going to wait for it to fill up a minute, though, before I get into the Jim Carrey convo. Hey, Jennifer, Chris, welcome in, guys. I appreciate it. Oh, did you guys just join the membership? That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. What's going on, Tyler, buddy? I'm going to subscribe to your Facebook here soon. Oh, that sucks. That sucks that I was stolen. My apologies, my friend. Yeah, I actually just got off a Facebook Live, but I wanted to come. Awesome, Chris. I wanted to come hop over here too and give YouTube some time, but yeah, the Facebook group really is the better of the groups to join my subscription or membership, just because there's a community there, and I'm trying to push people to join the community because I don't, I don't care about people joining because I'm looking for money. I don't care about people joining really for my extra content. I want people to have a place to feel connected and not isolated with knowing what we all know. So, um, if you're watching this not live, or if you're watching this now and you're considering being a member or subscribing, and I apologize for the people who probably just joined the membership today, but do it on Facebook because there's a community there, and the community is literally what people deserve because it's a place to not feel isolated and alone. And I just got done saying this over on Facebook, but and it's cheaper over on Facebook. I don't know why. I think I just because I never messed with I went with whatever the platforms recommended you charge for a subscriber. I think for some reason it was $3.99 here and $2.99 on Facebook, but the Facebook platform has so much more to offer. So if you're considering, go over there. Truth Hurts, welcome in, my friend. Oh, Rihanna, thank you. Yeah, man, if you're only a couple months into my platform, make sure you check out some of the old stuff where I used to do a lot more flat earth stuff and just a lot more variety. I feel like I'm truly kind of like the authority in the world right now of exposing these fallen angels, and that they're real and that they're here in the flesh. And that's what Jim Carrey is. Jim Carrey is a fallen angel, and he's changed roles from being Jim Carrey to now he's Walton Goggins. So when we see Jim Carrey looking rubbery, it's because that's someone else playing him with a probably rubber prosthetic on. Yes, they can shapeshift, but you know, I don't think they can shapeshift to look exactly like Jim Carrey, so they need to put something on. Part of me even thought maybe it was Jim Carrey with a Jim Carrey mask on, like because he looks like Walton Goggins now. He is Walton Goggins, the ghoul from Fallout, and I think that's kind of what's going on. Is that he's Walton Goggins? He's assumed a new role, and there's someone else playing him. And they do that a lot because they can't fake deaths all the time. They literally can't fake deaths all the time, or we would just be like, why is every celebrity dying? And they don't like being old. They don't like being old. They don't like acting old. I mean, they are old. They're thousands of years old. But that I really truly think that's what was going on with Jim Carrey. That's just a dude in a mask. Whether it's a regular human dude or another fallen angel dude, I don't know. Do I ever get any arguments out in the public? No, never. If I ever meet someone that recognizes me, it's nothing but kindness, love, and support. It's been awesome. Although I will tell you this, Loris, I'll get to this pineal gland in a second. I'll get to that in a second. But so one time I was out to a restaurant on my birthday, and my birthday's in September, and I had done 7 Charlie Kirk videos on how the death was fake. So it was like, a lot of people were really upset by that because they're just so blinded by how could that be fake? How could it be a false flag? And I'm out to dinner and I see this big hulking man. Like, I'm not a small dude, but this dude dwarfed me, and he comes in and I see him, like I turn and we instantly make eye contact. I'm like, that guy recognizes me for sure. And he starts walking towards me. I'm like, this could either go really good or really bad. And like, I'm sitting in a chair and he comes and he puts a giant hand on my shoulder. He's like, is it you? I was like, that depends on who you is. And I'm not afraid of anybody, but I was like, it depends on who you is. And he's like, you make videos? I was like, yeah. He's like, good job. Keep up the good work. I was like, really didn't feel like fighting in the middle of a restaurant on my birthday, but it went well. But yeah, anyone who's ever recognized me, and I'm fortunately and unfortunately starting to get recognized more and more, but it's just always super kind. I think people who hate me, they scroll away and you know, they probably don't remember my face as much as people who support me. And then, yeah, pineal gland, calcification of the pineal gland is very much a real thing. That's why fluoride's in all our water. Absolutely. So stop drinking tap water, get on some distilled water, or get a Kangen, or get a Berkey, or get a reverse osmosis water machine, or, purified distilled water. Everyone's always afraid of distilled water because they say it strips the nutrients and the electrolytes. You just got to make sure you get nutrients and electrolytes from your food. You don't need it from water if you're eating nutrient dense grass fed steak and fruits and eggs, and you'll be golden. Lee Sales, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate the support, the kind words. I appreciate the appreciation. What? T-shirt and a ceiling fan? You're a lucky man. Yeah, I guess I got a T-shirt on my back and I got a ceiling fan. The ceiling fan's actually on. That's out. That's my outdoor area, but I have a little carpet out there that got soaked because it rained a lot last night. We haven't had rain in Florida in like a year. It's been so dry. Oh, started sun gazing. Good job. Well done. I sun gaze every day the sun is out, and my eyesight has done nothing but get better. And the Earth might be round, just not the part you live on. You live on a flat part, but it could be round like a snow globe. Probably is round like a snow globe because there's a firmament. It might just be half a snow globe, but you definitely don't live on the flat part, my friend. Or on the round part, my friend. You live on the flat part with terrain, obviously. Do I support LGBTQ? I mean, I don't hate them, but I'm not like outwardly supportive of it. I think it's a group that was created by the fallen angels to create divide, just like Black Lives Matter, just like I have no hate in my heart, but I'm not outwardly supporting any of these groups. I think they're all just systems divide, just like I think states are systems divide, sports teams are systems divide, countries are systems of divide, LGBTQ system of divide. So I don't know why you asked that, but I don't know. I don't have any hate in my heart for people. Maybe the fallen angels. I might have some hate in my heart for the fallen angels, but I even pray for them to change their evil ways. One nation under Yahuwah, 1,000%, my friend. I don't think we should have borders. I don't think we should have, you know, anything. It's the Most High's land. We should be able to go wherever we want, not need any sort of ID, not need any sort of passports. It's all a system of divide, just like national pride. Let's see. What else do we want to talk about, guys? How do the human partners of fallen angels that they mate with live as long as them? It's a great question. I'm trying to figure out still. I don't know if it's the Bible or the Book of Enoch, but they were said to be turned into sirens. Maybe they were, given extra long life to live a extra long punishment in earth instead of getting to go to heaven. So, you know, our Father is almighty and all powerful. Maybe it's literally part of their punishment to be stuck here because fallen angels, that's why they're stuck here and we get to leave. They don't. Their souls have been here in their same bodies for thousands of years where we go up. And in my opinion, I think we go up and then we choose to come back down. Albert, my friend, you got a lot of research to do, a lot of research to do. The only reason anyone thinks the earth is a globe is because they were brainwashed from the time they were in the crib with a little dangling solar system above their heads. There's not one iota of evidence that we live on a spinning 1,000 miles per hour and 66,600 miles per hour around the sun and 400,000 miles through the galaxy and 2 million miles through the universe. There's no evidence of that. Polaris wouldn't sit right there all the time, never moving. The stars of Orion's belt wouldn't line up with the pyramids all the time. If a helicopter hovered, you would see the earth move. It's nonsense. I wouldn't be able to see Chicago from 70 miles away when the Willis Tower is 1,400 feet tall and there should be over 3,000 feet of curvature. Your brain thinks you live on a globe because you were brainwashed. So go back and watch a lot of my flat earth videos and with an open mind and no ego, and you might figure that out, my friend. Yeah, it's so funny. I mean, all you got to do is go look up just type in NASA photos of Earth, and you're going to see 7 different pictures, all from NASA, all saying that it looks, they look all different, and they all say they're photos of Earth, and they all look different. The blues are different, the greens are different, the shape and size are different. Like to me, it's almost silly for people to still think they live on a globe. Like that's how far removed I am, and I try not to be judgmental, but it's like, dude, if you still think you live on a globe, like you are just so far removed from reality. It's sometimes painful. Yeah, you can pull images from hovering balloons called satelloons that take high altitude pictures of the Earth. It's not on some magical space satellite, my friend. How do moon phases work on flat Earth? Because the sun and the moon are anodes and cathodes. They have an energetic play off of each other. They're like batteries. The sun, when it is directly across from the moon, because they're just above us, circling. The sun and the moon are above us, circling, and one's here and one's here. The moon is full, and then when they're close, the moon doesn't receive as much energy. It's an energetic play. It's not a light. The sun isn't shining light on the moon. It's shining its energy on the moon. That's what makes it full, and that's what makes it a new moon and all that. Truth hurts. Please see my last message with the question, please. Oh man, I'm gonna try to find it. Let's see. Um, are you as truth hurts? That's. I'm gonna scroll, my friend. Thank you for the kind super chat. Let me see. I'm scrolling, looking for your orange logo, but I'm not seeing it. I'm looking. Yeah, yeah, they were the cursed wives. Yeah, I understand the how people can't understand the wives thing, but it's true. It's there. All you got to do is use your eyes. They're the same wives throughout history. I mean, Robin Williams specifically. Robin Williams is like, look at his wife compared to Teddy Roosevelt's wife, and you can't deny that. My friend, I don't see your. I'm sorry, I can't see your question. I wish you just asked it again. I just scrolled the whole chat and I did not see your logo anywhere. Let's see. would I do a list of shifters in Wiki or Wiki? Um, it's all of them. That's all. It's all of them. Every person, everyone you've watched on TV, all the presidents, probably all of the really high profile musicians. It's all of them. It's all of them. But there are some lists circulating. I have seen some. A few people have sent me some lists. My buddy Chris Beck did a list. So there are some lists. Oh, Derek, I appreciate those kind words, my friend. Derek said, "I really appreciate your work, your honesty, and humility. You are changing the world." My friend, that means so much to me. I really appreciate that. It's funny. I've said this before, but 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, when I like first came into a lot of this stuff, I was talking to my brother-in-law, and he's like, "Who cares? Like, what? Who cares about all this? Like, what? Let's say all you're saying is true. Let's say the Earth is flat, and all this, and eight fallen angels. It's like, who cares? What are you gonna do?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna freaking flip tables. I'm gonna start a revolution. I'm gonna do something about it." And like to get a message like that um, just confirms that I'm flipping tables and I'm trying to start a revolution, but not a physical one, a spiritual and a mental one, because the more of us that know, the less power they have over us. So that message meant a lot, Derek. Thank you. What is my opinion? The oldest shifter? I mean, I think they're all the same. I think they all came down here at the same time. What I said this on my Facebook. I was live on Facebook before coming here, and so sorry those of you that came over and hearing this again. But um, when I first started doing this, I had no idea they were fallen angels. I was exposing celebrity deaths, and I thought they did it for like trauma-based mind control, and I thought they did it if like one one of their things got stale. Like let's say Bob Marley, who became Nelson Mandela. Like I thought, all right, maybe Bob Marley's music was getting stale. He wanted to switch roles, so you fake a death and then you become someone. And for the most part, for the first 2 years I was doing that, it was like it made sense because they would fake a death and they would become someone of like the same age. Like Bob Marley became Nelson Mandela, Jimi Hendrix became Morgan Freeman, and it was like chronologically in age. And then I started figuring out that no, like some were going backwards in age. Then I started realizing some went way back in age. Like when I did Morgan Wallen was Dale Earnhardt, there was like a 50-year age gap there. I was like, something more is going on. So what I'm getting at is, I started figuring out that they went 50 back, and then there was like, oh, they're the presidents. But then I've also started to match these beings to like Greek, Roman gods and statues. And it's not just that they look alike, but they even put the marks on the statues. One of my subscribers on Facebook literally found those Trump marks on Elvis and Trump and who else? Angus Young on Youngblood, on Mick Jagger, on Eminem. Like Lucifer plays a lot of roles, my friend, and he loves it in the music industry. But the former Statue of Liberty face that looks just like Elvis has those two marks. They put the marks on the statues, and I figured out a good handful of them now. Um, it's kind of wild. So I don't know if that answers your question, but it's kind of related. Far Tree, Kason, my friend, I appreciate your contribution always. I was wondering if people like you would catch me in the middle of the day. I don't think I've ever gone live in the day. It's always in morning for a lot of you. It's always in the evening. But thank you. I appreciate you. Yeshua, Tyler, I love you. Thank you, my friend. Right back at you. I have so much love for anyone just with an open mind and soul. Could you give me comfort things will be okay after the short season? I think the worst. Are Christians going to be targeted after the season? What do you think will happen? Um, well, so I feel like I have good and bad news with that for my thoughts. I don't think you should have any fear. at all. I really don't, because, like, if you're doing what's right, and especially if you're you know, a good soul and you're trying to do the right thing and you have faith, there's no fear that be had. We're just spiritual beings. We're here being tested, and I think we're just ascending back up. However, I do think, like, I do think some things will get worse, and we're going to have to, you know, deal with some things. I do think there's going to be probably some war and famine and some bad things happening, but it's all, you got to just keep in mind that it's like, this is all temporary. We're eternal beings, and here having an experience, and quite frankly, like I said, I think being tested. So win the test, ace the test, and don't have any fear, my friend. You know what? The Bible says new heaven and new earth will come. Maybe this is a test to see if we get to go to new heaven and new earth. And all the, when they surround the camp of the saints, the war of Gog and Magog, they're all, maybe we're all burned up. And the ones who deserve go to new heaven and new earth, because they do say, the war will be ended by fire, basically. So I don't know if I gave you hope, but I fully believe that stuff's coming, but I have no fear over it, because I'm trying to do what's right and good, and I'm trying to help people. And if you're doing what's right and good, and have faith and you're fearless, you're gonna be good, dog. Don't worry about it. Seriously. And just, especially if you have kids too, be fearless for them. Because kids will look to their parents, and if they see fear and they feel fear, they're gonna feel fear. But there's nothing to fear. I said in my video today, and I thought it was funny actually, because my video today, maybe yesterday, I said, someone once said, "There's nothing to fear but fear itself," and I couldn't remember who said it, and I looked it up, and I thought it was probably a president, but it was Franklin Roosevelt, who's Ryan Gosling. So Ryan Gosling, I got to go and look to see if Ryan Gosling has any movies where he's like doing any sort of no fear speech delivery. That'll be interesting. Magazine. I just came. So magazine says, "What's your opinion on why the fallen are not trying to shut me up?" I just did a video on this because I had this epiphany like a week ago. They're big, prideful babies, and what do big, prideful babies want? They want credit. They want to be recognized for their past accomplishments. So I think unintentionally, I'm giving them credit for their past accomplishments. I think they're literally prideful big babies, and they love that I am helping people see that Robin Williams used to be Teddy Roosevelt. And you know who's not loving it though? Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps literally commented on my Instagram, like, he gave me like a Will Smith line, like, keep my name out your mouth. And I think part of that is because Michael Phelps is the most decorated athlete in not even just like the modern era, but all time. The most decorated athlete. And you know who he was before that? Just like a nobody H.P. Lovecraft book writer. So when I'm bringing attention to all these other people who've done amazing things, Michael Phelps is the one that has something negative to say to me, because he's being recognized for a lesser role he played. And I don't think he likes it. So I truly think that there's a lot of, they like it because it's giving them, I'm unintentionally giving them recognition. But I do think they want a certain amount of people to wake up, because waking up causes divide and separation from your family. And they want us separated and divided from our friends and from our family. And if they have millions of us awake, it's just another divide system. So that's why. And I mean, I did talk to a moderator, a TikTok moderator, for 2 hours when I first started posting, and she gave me all sorts of tips on, say, entertainment purposes, hashtag entertainment purposes, write it in the description. It's why I do entertainment only, because I don't want people to think it's entertainment. So I just think that, and my sarcasm, and like, I think some people could watch my videos and be like, oh, this guy's doing satire. That's kind of why I developed my like sarcastic tone a lot of times, is because I was getting censored a lot in the beginning. So hopefully that answers your question. Sorry, guys, I haven't seen it. I'm turning my attention to the chat a little bit more. Why do you think they're fallen angels and not Nephilim? I think Nephilim are here too. I think they do still mate. I do think they have offspring, and I just don't think they're giants anymore. I think they pass on maybe some shape shifting abilities. Um, but yeah, they're the watchers, and I think there are a lot of angels here. But they're the 200 watchers, are the like all the presidents. I think they're the watchers. I think they were the, like um, Obama was freaking Pharaoh Akhenaten. Like that's one that I matched all the way back to thousands of years ago, if it's even thousands of years ago. Um, have you seen MRE TV channel about androgen scripture? No, Fartry, I haven't. Shoot me an email with that if you could, please. I don't know what that is. Is it Mr. ETV? Oh, Mr. ETV probably channel about. Yeah, send that to me. I'd appreciate it. And thank you as always, Kason. Appreciate it. Yeah, Matt Damon is definitely Jesse Plemons. I did a video. Just go look it up. I did that video because I did a. I've actually watched Breaking Bad twice in the series twice. And the first time I saw like all these characters that were being played. Like Sylvester Stallone plays Mike, 100%. Sylvester Stallone is Mike. And then I saw a few other ones like Jesse Plemons is there's just a bunch of people playing different people in that. And that's what I did the first time around. And then the second time around I watched it, I noticed all these like verbal cues of truth in plain sight. That's how I figured out that Breaking Bad was how I figured out the presidents were alive. Because Walter White, Bryan Cranston, who used to be Phil Hartman, says Presidente Grant, very important man. I was like, I'm going to look up Ulysses S. Grant. And I saw right away, I was like, that's freaking Bryan Cranston. And then it was just like, and then I started seeing all the other presidents. I was like, I recognize that president, that president, that president. Show my feet to prove I'm not Timothy McVeigh? What in the hell does that even mean? Where are my feet? I don't know what that proves. But are you some sort of psychopath? Guys, I've done a video. Anyone who thinks I'm Timothy McVeigh, you have zero discernment because these fallen angels, these Masonic truthers, all these liars, they don't expose themselves. I expose all of them every day. And Tyler Hansen, gym teacher for 20 years, proved that Timothy McVeigh was Paul Weissopel. Go look up the video. So you either have zero discernment or you're just a deceiver yourself. So figure it out. Get better discernment or stop lying to people. Thank you. Everyone should be a flat earther. If you're not a flat earther, you are just wildly deceived still. And I really feel sorry for you because until you get off a globe, you have zero concept of how much you're being lied to. I don't know if Arnold's playing another role. I've been my Facebook subscriber group, and I can't remember who to give him credit, but maybe it was Bianca. Maybe it was Bianca. We think we maybe found who Arnold used to be, but I don't know if he's playing a new role yet. I haven't found it. I think this one sounds absolutely crazy, but one of my subscribers on Facebook, guys, and I'll just shout it out real quick. Go subscribe on Facebook. It's an amazing community. You can post in there. You can have conversations in there. It's filled with open-minded, like-minded, beautiful souls that will help you not feel isolated and alone. The membership here is great, but you're only getting extra content. You're not getting any of the community. And the community is the reason to actually subscribe to me. My extra content's good. Like I put more time and effort and it's longer and more detailed, but it's not about me. It's about the community. But getting back to Stallone, one of my Facebook community members posted something. And at first, even I was like, I don't think so. But there's a golfer really good golfer on the pro tour named John Ram. John Ram. Kind of sounds like John Rambo, right? He's like, Tyler, I think this dude is Stallone. And I could see it in the eyes because Stallone has like kind of like lazy eyes, kind of like mine a little bit. People used to tell me I looked like Stallone when I was younger, um, but I saw it in the eyes. I checked the wives. The wives checked out. Checked Smoking Guns. Smoking Guns checked out. And The Truth in Plain Sight. His name's John Ram. John Rambo is one of probably Stallone's second most famous character of all time. Um, if his name was Rocky Balb, that might be a little bit more obvious than John Ram. So yeah, I think Stallone is literally playing golf on the tour right now. Just like, you know, Tiger Woods used to be Arthur Ashe, like Michael Jordan, like they switch in and out of roles and they're all uber talented and skilled and they've been here thousands of years. So they've honed even their more impressive skills. They do whatever they want. And if they're bad actors at all, it's because they're intentionally bad acting because they're all phenomenal actors because they live their life as a lie, as an act. Um, Kimberly, Kimberly says, "Hi, Tyler. Any thoughts on what could happen if the majority of us know about the fallen? Would they ever be nice? I'm so awake because of you. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate the kind words. I I go back and forth on two different things. I go back and forth on they're trying to get back up in heaven, and I mean the Bible talks about us being in a period of deception, which is being allowed. If it's being allowed, why is it being allowed? Maybe it's being allowed because our Father is testing us, humans, and maybe the fallen angels are being put up to deceive us, to test us, to see what side we choose. Do we choose the fallen angels and the flesh and their music and their TV and their government and their nonsense, or do we choose with our free will that He gives us Him? Do we choose our Heavenly Father? So maybe it's a test, or, which I tend to lean more towards, they're just big, prideful babies. And they hate us and they hate God because He banished them down here and we get to come and go. So while I do think some of them are less hateful and hatred, someone like Robin Williams seems to have a good message, seems to have positivity and add laughter to the world, but he also faked suicide by hanging himself. That's pretty freaking messed up. That's pretty trauma causing. So while I do think some of them are more evil and less evil, I don't know if they're ever, they're never going to come out and be like, hey, we're here, let's be friends, in my opinion. Do you think there were even bigger animals than just dragons because giants were big? Yeah, I just did a video 2 days ago on Camelback Mountain. Go look it up. It's astonishing. I literally knew, for whatever reason, Camelback Mountain, I've hiked that mountain before I was awake. And for whatever reason, it got in my mind to go look it up because I was like, I'm going to find a camel there, a giant camel. Because I've stood on a giant alligator, an alligator's, a petrified alligator with the head the size of a school bus. It's in Kennebunkport, Maine. I found it randomly. So it's a huge alligator, but I have found an alligator the size of like 80 miles long. But getting back to Camelback Mountain has a giant camel. It has a giant petrified lion. It has a giant petrified, like, I think, like hybrid human cat face. It literally looks like a thunder. Like, do you remember the show Thundercats, the cartoon when, like, in the 80s? It literally looks like a petrified Thundercat hat. Go, like, just 2 or 3 days ago, look up my video. And you will see that there were monstrous animals here. Guys, I'm not here to have flat Earth debates. You can go watch my videos. I've covered flight paths. I've covered seeing too far. I've covered we're not spinning. I've covered there's a firmament. I've covered you can see the sun during an eclipse in the layers of the firmament. Like the evidence is abundant and there's zero evidence. Anything you think is evidence of living on a globe is just because you've been programmed to think that's the only way something can happen. Like an eclipse on the moon can only happen with the earth covering it. No, you can make a round shadow on a tennis ball with a freaking square picture frame. I've done it. So I don't, I'm happy to answer questions, but I'm not here to debate people on it. Yeshua, thanks, Tyler. I feel better. I worried about my stubborn family members. Puts me in tears. Losing them will keep my faith. What will happen to Trump Elvis after the short season? Back to the pit he goes. Well, I mean, they say after that, that's when he goes into the lake of fire. But, um, and you know what? Like, I go back and forth, but I don't. I think we come back here and I think we get more chances. I think we've all probably been here before and had more chances. I think we're almost like living in like I'm a believer in the Bible and a lot of the Bible, but I think they've manipulated that to keep us more fearful of hell. And I think they've manipulated it to like say, sin away, do as you will. As long as you're believe in Jesus, you're good. But no, I think there's layers to their deception. And I don't think if you're not a great person this time and you don't believe in Jesus this time, I don't think you're burning in hell the rest of eternity. I think I think we're on some sort of different path than that. I really do. Jim Carrey was always a fallen angel, but that wasn't him yesterday. That was someone pretending to be him with a latex mask on. Jim Carrey is Walton Goggins now. Honestly, I think they're dropping so many truths because I think we're getting to the very end of a cycle here, and there's going to be some major changes. It might have to get worse before better, or it all might get burned up and we're in new heaven, new earth. I don't know. I'm not a prophet. I don't know. I'm a good researcher. I've got good discernment. I've got good photographic memory. Like, I'm good at connecting dots, but I can't tell the future. I sure can't do that. Um, Look up someone says what cycle? Look up the Kali Huga. Kali Huga is a 26,000 year cycle. Um, let's see. Yeah, gotta love unconditionally. Exactly. Just lead with love and lead with fearlessness. And I think if you lead with love and fearlessness and kindness and respect, even if you don't believe in Jesus, you're not going to hell. In my opinion, Jesus isn't the right name anymore. So I've done videos on that. But hey, what's up, Sky? Nice to see you on here. Let's see. Why do I think the Earth is flat? Because it's repeatably, measurably flat every chance you can get to measure it, observe it. If you actually research instead of just believing what you've ever been told your whole life, I don't. I don't think it's flat. I know it's flat. I don't believe it's flat. I know it's flat because I did the research. I spent the time. I did the experiments. I proved that everything they say about it is false. Anthony, thank you, my friend. I appreciate the kind words and the support. Anthony says, "Thank you for opening my eyes, Tyler. Now I see them." Yeah, it's kind of, I was talking to my wife about this the other day. It's like, I'm like, I don't understand how people don't see it. To me, it's got to be, like I talked about earlier, it's like, it's got to be a spiritual thing. It really does. Like a demonic thing, a spiritual thing, because it's like sometimes the dots that I connect for people I think are too easy to follow, where it's like, you can't just disregard. I can understand if you don't think they're fallen angels, but you can't just disregard some of the stuff I post. And a lot of people, especially in my world, like, they're like, just disregard it. It's weird to me. Let's see. Truth says, can you please speak on how and what parts of the Bible you believe the fallen are so deceptive they could just have easily created the whole Bible to keep us passive and waiting on a Messiah? Yeah, I do. I think there's a lot of truth to that now, and I will speak to it if you would like. I've got a couple other super chats here that I'll get to in a sec. Um, so when I first woke up and I knew the Earth was like they told us in the Bible with a firmament, biblical cosmology is true, and I figured out that giants were 100% truth and dragons were 100% truth. Um, well, then to me, it was the connecting of the dots was, well, they've been trying to hide the Bible's truth from me my whole life because I thought the Bible was nonsense my whole life. And then I saw the truth of the firmament and the giants and the dragons and so many other truths that I grasped onto it as 100% truth. And then when you start to see them push like literally satanic Christians and all these different things, and you're seeing the Charlie Kirk stuff, it started, and I have people that I thought were good, kind people telling me all along that like Jesus isn't the name and Lord isn't the name and God isn't the name. It just, it kind of like my my blinders got peeled back a little bit because I was like, for a while I was just like straight up 100% the Bible's truth, but I think there's definitely a lot of manipulation in there, and I think you need to read it for yourself, and I think you need to use your own discernment and fasting and prayer to decipher what you think is real and what you think has been modified. And I know that's a large task and it's a hard thing, but I'm no one to tell you what to believe and what not to believe. I can tell you that the word God literally, I think, comes from Gadriel, which is another name for Lucifer. Gad with GAD also means reptile in Polish. Um, there's a lot of people and a lot of things out there that shows Jesus actually means Hail Zeus and Lord means Baal. So there is some deception there. They removed the word firmament from most Bibles. There's a lot of deception, but there's a lot of truth, and you just you got to figure that out for yourself. And I, you know, I could tell you the parts that I believe and don't believe, like, but I 100% know dragons are real. Dragons were in the Bible. I 100% know giants were real. Giants are in the Bible. So those are things I are ultimately 100% true. Um, I believe Lucifer is real. Lucifer is talked about in the Bible. Lucifer is Trump, in my opinion, you know, and he plays a whole lot of other people too. So fasting and prayer, my friend, it's the best tool you have to discern what you think is true from the Bible yourself. Oh, this is a great question. 33 everywhere. Yes, it certainly is. That. What do you think about the Coney Island incubator babies, orphan train kids, if clones aren't real? Um, yeah, no, incubator babies are for sure real, but those aren't clones. Those are like petri. Those are test tube babies. Those are, you know, like my dog was like, I have a golden doodle and he was supposed to be a mini golden doodle. He was like an artificially inseminated into a, it's like, it's artificial insemination in a petri dish and then you grow it in an incubator, but that's not a clone. A clone is an exact replica, a twin. The only cloning that exists is a twin, and they can't do that, and they don't do that, and they've never been able to, not with animals, not with dogs, but they can grow children and They can put an egg in a sperm and, put it in a false womb and then grow something, but that's an egg in a sperm. That's not a clone. That's a separate human being. Clones don't exist, especially people think clones exist where they're like 3D printing, like Kanye West as a new person, or like they created clones to hide fallen angels. So, yeah, incubator babies are real, for sure. Test tube babies are real, but not clones. There is a big difference. And thank you for the question in the super chat, my friend. ADV walked away from the corrupt religion, and this is the first place I have felt the truth in spiritual community. Thank you, my friend. That's all I'm trying to do is help people feel closer to the truth. Um, that's all I'm trying to do every day is get closer to what I think actual truth is through fasting and research and discernment and disproving what they say is truth. What's beyond the ice wall? That's a great question. I do think there was a time. So first, let me say this: everything we walk on is all geology was once biology. Everything we walk on was once alive. Everything, mountains, plains, rivers, valleys, everything was once alive. The Earth was much different at one point. I don't think there was a firmament at one point because some of these giant petrified beings I found like 180 miles long, I don't think those things could live in what our firmament is. So I used to just, when I first woke up, I used to just think it was us, the firmament, and the spirit world. But I think there is more out there because I think this place used to be a lot bigger. Sometimes I think we're like a little ant hole in a much bigger realm, and these giants still do exist outside of here. And maybe, our father put a little protective dome over us to keep us away from them. I don't know. I can only speculate, and I don't like to speculate a ton. I have not found Napoleon, KJ. I feel like I've seen pictures of Napoleon looking a lot like Jack Black, if I can remember right. Like old, like painted pictures of Napoleon, maybe. But I might be confusing that with someone. I think someone found him in my Facebook subscriber area, but I can't. People in that group have found so many other people, and I haven't verified all of them, but it's like a fallen angel hunting ground in my Facebook subscriber area. People are always posting this person is this, but like not just a lot of them are really good researched work too. Rihanna, thank you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. All right, guys, I think I'm going to take one more question and call it a morning because I was um yeah, Yeshua gets it. Clones would be souls. Only God can make souls. Yep, 1,000%. Um, God's not sending any souls in any clones. That's for sure. Um, I was just saying, I did. I went on Facebook Live right before this. Wanted to hit you guys up for a little bit, but I will take one more question. Let's see. A lot of Globers in here. That's disappointing. Guys, go please, if you believe in the globe and you're not just a troll trying to make 33 everywhere. Thank you, my friend. If you're not just a troll, but you actually believe in the globe, do some research. Do some serious darn research. Don't just ask Google because they will lie to you. Google is a straight up liar. Let's see. It's flat, you sheep. Hey, be nice, my friend. Be nice. Why am I gatekeeping? If there is anyone that is less of a gatekeeper in this world, like I'm a humble guy, but if I could say I'm like anything of anyone, I would say I'm the least gatekeeping person in the world. Like, I hold nothing back. I'm an open book. I'm exposing things that no one else has exposed. To call me a gatekeeper is just like utter nonsense. That's like, again, Get better discernment or stop being a troll in my yes. Ian Carroll is a gatekeeper. Joe Rogan's a gatekeeper. Alex Jones is a gatekeeper. Candace Owens is a gatekeeper. Tucker Carlson is a gatekeeper. A whole lot of David Weiss is a gatekeeper. A whole lot of flat earth people are gatekeepers. Sean Hibbler is a gatekeeper. Mark Sargent's a gatekeeper. All these people are gatekeepers. I am exposing all of them. Gatekeepers don't expose gatekeepers. I expose all of them. All of them, and I have no fear in doing it because I am just a warrior for the Most High with no fear. You are loved and appreciated, not a gatekeeper. Some of you get it. Gate, last thing I'll say, you can research my history. No gatekeeping Masonic fallen angel shill is going to sit there and teach high school PE for 20 years. I was a high school PE teacher for 20 years, Grays Lake North High School in Illinois. Research it. You can probably find my salary because it's all public data. So anyone calling me a gatekeeper or Timothy McVeigh or Justin Verlander or Dr. Artis or whatever other nonsense comes my way, it's just like a mental problem you have. And I don't mean to be mean, but it's like you're believing liars instead of a guy not lying. So anyway, much love, my friends. I just hate to end on a negative note with knuckleheads in the comments, but stay fearless. Doesn't matter what's coming. You're a spiritual being. And if you just lead with love and fearlessness, you're going to be all right, my friends. Have a lovely weekend, and hopefully I'll chat soon. And take care. Much love.